It's been too terribly long. I have not made a video in a long freaking time, and part of the reason why, I mean, I guess you could say the last video that I put out would have been the podcast that I did with Liv Allen, but I haven't actually like recorded a vlog of myself talking in a while, probably not since the book ending video, which was sometime in February, I believe. Maybe I recorded it in January, but it was dropped in February. Yeah, to be honest, it's been just a crazy semester. It's my last semester of college, and there's a lot of things that I've been doing in my classes and my internship and working, and it's just been wild. Like, I haven't had the downtime. There probably is more downtime to be had to make these videos, but I think I've just gotten caught in the landslide of just bouncing back and forth between tasks. And because I've done a lot of interviews this month for various projects and assignments, and so like I feel like I've had to be so attuned to my email and Facebook and checking in and making sure that I'm reaching out to people, and it's gotten me back into this operation mode of being a multitasker. This isn't the actual reason why I'm making the video. I have a whole separate topic that I want to go over, but I just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a preface as to why I have not made videos or not been present on YouTube as much on the channel. I'm really just trying to like be laser focused and finish the semester on the right foot. I think once it's over, I mean, I'll have to take a May term course in the beginning of May. We finish up this spring semester on April 20th, so just a little bit over a month. My 24th birthday is coming up on Sunday, March 21st. There's just a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on in my life. There's a lot of changes kind of starting to take place, but then there'll be more changes to take place as time goes on. It's just been crazy. So yeah, that's just kind of my little update and letting people know why I've been somewhat absent-minded on the whole YouTube atmosphere. But today, I don't really know, well, I know where this topic came from. I had an original idea. I wanted to make a video on the last trip that I took out to California, and I drove from California through Utah back to Iowa. But when I was looking through like all the old videos and photos I had from that trip, all of them are pretty much recorded off of Snapchat, and none of them have the camera twisted horizontally. So I just didn't know if it would really make a good video, but I was gonna use videos and any footage that I had from that trip, and then I was gonna do a voiceover and just talk about that trip because that's been one of my favorite trips that I've ever gone on. But yeah, so I was scrolling through all of my old pictures on my phone, and then I found a picture of me. It was, I think, either in July or August of 2019, and that is when I decided to shave my head. And I've talked about this a little bit, I think, on one podcast I did with Dominic and Drizzle last year in the summer, but I don't know if people really know that I'm technically bald. Like, I can grow hair on top of my head and on the side of my head and the back of my head, but I choose to shave it. So for this video, I'm going to do something that you guys have probably never seen me do. I'm going to take off my hat, and you're going to see me in my bald form. It's not so much an insecurity anymore as much as it used to be, but I still choose to wear hats most of the time, and I think I just look good with hats. And then when you have a bald head, you look even better with hats. And I think the beard also helps the fact that I'm bald. Again, I'm not actually bald. I just choose to clean shave my head because I think it looks better than keeping a little bit of fuzz on top of the head. Anyways, I wanted to talk about it because it was something that I used to have such a hard time accepting. Like, as I just told you a little bit ago, like just mere seconds ago, I said my 24th birthday is coming up this weekend on Sunday. So it's hard for a young man like me to admit that I was gonna lose my hair, and I lost it early on. I mean, I'm still in my early 20s, so just 2 years ago when I was 22, that's when I finally decided to get rid of it because it was thinning. It was really bad, and I held on to it for way too long. I wish I would have gotten rid of it earlier, but that's the unfortunate thing, is that I cared way too much about what other people were going to think of me. I always wondered, like, what would my friends think of me, which is just so stupid because the support and the amount of compliments that I've gotten ever since I've shaved my head have far outweighed if there was any criticism or judgment, which I don't think there really has been. And if people are going to judge me for that, it's like, fuck them, It's just hard, in the society that we live in today, and being on social media and always posting the good aspects of our life. We have comparison syndrome to a default, and that's what we look at in all these other people. We look at the things that they have and the things that we don't, and we compare ourselves to them. And so, but either way, I think as a young man, it was a hard thing to grasp. I mean, I was worried. I was like, what are girls going to think of me? Are girls going to find me attractive? And again, oddly on the opposite end of that thought, I think it's been the exact opposite reaction. I think I've actually had more girls interested in me with a bald head, and I think it's caused me to mature even more so, and probably sooner than most guys are at my age. And that's, I guess, the good thing about being a man and continuing to get older, is men typically become more competent, but then also confident because they are honing in on their skills. And I think, yeah, looks for sure. Like, I think my looks are getting better. There's things that I could do to my body, like in the gym and stretching and getting rid of some of that fat, but yeah, externally, I think I look totally fine. I've just never made a video, and there's no one reason to make a video about this, but I just wanted to talk about it because I know there are probably a bunch of young men like me out there that have already gone through this experience or are going to go through the experience of losing their hair at a young age in the future. And I'm just here to say that, like, it really doesn't determine much in life. It's just, again, it's like this anxious anxiety proving moment of, do I actually make that leap? It's just hair. It's just external. It's just on your body. People think that their hair and the things that are external, their outfits, stuff like that, is like actually a part of who they are. And maybe for some famous people that have like Carrot Top, he was a snowboarder. And he had those long, luscious, dark red-orange hair. And I mean, he even cut it off at some point. But that was, like, literally his identity. And so I'm just here to say that, like, it's gotten, honestly, so much better. And, I think back to those times when I was younger and afraid to do it and afraid to commit. I just wish that there was somebody on the other side, like, coaching me and telling me, like, dude, it's going to be okay, and it's going to be something that you're not even going to think about in the future. Like I said, I don't know if it's really an insecurity thing that I still wear hats and I don't really show my bald head in public. I mean, I'll do it in the gym, I'll wear like what's it called? It's not really a skull cap, and it's not a bandana either, but it's like a headband that fits around on top of the dome. I'll wear that in the gym. So you can see pretty much my entire head except for the band that goes around my head. I just wish that somebody would have told me earlier on that it wasn't going to matter, and then I could really believe that and just not care. And I don't know why. Yeah, I don't really have anything to prove at this moment by making this video. I just want to do it. Here recently, I've been really empowered by videos by guys like Elliot Hulse. Don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's pretty much preaching this message that a lot of guys, especially young men in America, have lost their way and they've lost their vigor as a man. And I truly believe that. I truly believe growing up I was a bitch in a lot of cases, and I think things like this, again, seems so fucking daunting. The fact that I was going to care about what other people thought of me, and that's what deterred me from getting rid of my hair much sooner, and again, I would say ever since I've gotten rid of it, there was obviously a small adjustment period to getting rid of my hair, but it's been the most freeing thing, and it has not affected anything that I've done. I think it's bolstered my confidence. I think girls find me even more attractive. For some reason, bald guys are really fucking attractive. Like, you see, I'm not saying bald guys are attractive. I'm saying bald guys are more attractive to women. There's just a bunch of studly bald dudes out there like Joe Rogan, The Rock, Bruce Willis, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Maynard Keenan, Cole Poots, Mark Siebert, one of my professors at Simpson. Like, bald men are fucking beautiful, okay? Yeah, I just wish that somebody would have told me or encouraged me at a much younger age, and it could have just saved a lot of, I think, that angst and that timidness and that scaredness to actually commit to it. And so, to maybe end this video, I would give a shout out to my brother Dakota Phillips, who's also come on the podcast. I mean, he's one of the reasons, and I would say probably maybe one of the ultimately the most important reason as to why I actually committed and shaved my head. So when I was living up in Ames, I moved up there in July of 2019, and I moved in with Dakota. We lived up at the Fountain View Apartments, and I've been telling him for months ahead of that. I had said when we would message each other on Vox, I would say, dude, I'm thinking about shaving my head. And he's like, dude, just do it. And it was not until I had actually lived with him and I was up there in Ames. And I mean, there's a whole nother story packed into that, like with the shit that I was going through with my depression and my anxiety. But there was one morning in particular where we had gotten out, we were doing something. I think we had gone to the square in Ames and we were just going around the different shops. We got coffee, and like I said, I was in a really bad place, so I think I was crying about something. We had gotten very emotional and deep and personal about whatever it is that I was going through. And then somehow the whole idea of shaving the head came up, and he's like, dude, let's just fucking do it right now. And I was like, bro, are you serious? Should we actually do this? He's like, yeah, man, I'll do it for you. I'll fucking shave your head for you. So we set up, we took one of our kitchen chairs and we moved it into my bathroom. We set up like a little barbershop area, you know, like I was Dakota's test subject, and, you know, Dakota's probably never shaved anybody's head, but I was going to be the first participant for him to shave somebody's head. And I ended up playing it's Crash Talk by Schoolboy Q. That was the last album that Schoolboy Q released. And I've always liked Schoolboy Q because he's had some of the more gangster heavy raps. Like, he's kind of a thug in the rap game. And that got me pumped. That got me hyped to like actually shave my head. And so, yeah, it was just crazy because it was such a liberating moment. And then I struggled with that transition. Like, even though that was a fun, exhilarating experience the day that I actually shaved it, when Dakota was shaving the shit off my head and it was falling on the floor, it still took a while for me to really accept and grasp the idea that I was kind of, in some ways, going through like an identity crisis, depression, anxiety, and I was kind of letting a former version of myself go by dropping that hair on the floor. You know, and then after we shaved my head, we went to the gym and we bumped out like a very killer workout. Yeah, like I said, I still struggled with the image of myself throughout time, and maybe I still do. Like I said, maybe there's still like a little bit of a hint of insecurity around the fact that I technically have a bald head, but I don't care when I'm around girls. I don't care when I'm around my girl. It hasn't affected it, and you get better with time. I mean, even if you really do hate the fact that you have when you shave it and you don't like how it looks, you're going to adjust to it at some point. You just got to give it time, and you're going to accept it. And like I said, I mean, I actually honestly think like if anything, this was my destiny to become bald because I look fucking great with it. So I'll probably put up, I don't know where else to go with this whole story. I'm just kind of freeballing with this subject. It's just the thing that I wanted to talk about. Because I haven't really put it out there on my YouTube channel. I only talked about it once on the podcast with Dominic, but it was a very short clip, so not that anybody needs to know. I just wanted to share that information. So I'll probably put like a before and after picture for you guys. I'll put like a picture of when I still had hair, and maybe one where it's showing how much it was thinning, and then I'll put the first picture I took after Dakota shaved my head. And then maybe I'll do like more of a recent one just so you guys can kind of see like a progress, a timeline for my evolution as a human. But yeah, I think a video like this could actually serve a lot of people because, like I said, you know, I don't feel the need to justify what I'm doing on this YouTube channel, my podcast, and I think I'm growing more specific on who are the types of people that I want to help. I'm not against feminists. I'm all for equality in life, but I think a lot of feminists are actually fucking crazy and have degraded who men are and who men want to become, and men are very fucking timid. And I'm just, again, learning now, entering my 24th year of life, like, I didn't realize like how bad this was for me. I think a video like this could help a lot of young guys because it's something on top of everything else that we struggle with. This was one of the hardest things to do in my entire life, was to let go of pieces of hair that I had on the top of my head. And like I said, looking back at it now, 24, almost 24, in the grand scheme of things, it literally didn't matter. It didn't matter at all. And I wish I would have had that confidence much sooner. And I still have confidence issues, not even on the general subject matter of not having hair. Like, I struggle with confidence from time to time, and I don't know. It was just, it deserves to be talked about, you know, because it was something that I had such an internal battle with myself over this thing. And yeah, I also, at this stage, in this juncture of my life, I don't actually challenge myself to not be wearing to not wear a hat when I'm out in public. Again, partially maybe just because I think that wearing hats, when you have a bald head, man, it's just like, now you can explore with hats and things because they fit so snugly on your head and they're not covering up any hair. So I love beanies. I love this black beanie because it just fits. It just fits on my head. It's like, where's Watto? But he's got the black hat on. Anyways, scared my cat. Fellas. Well, I could be speaking to more than just fellas, but yeah, that's what I wanted to say in the video. I really hope it helps somebody. If there is anybody that comes across this video that's a guy, you know, we're in this fight together, man. And if you are going through it, like I said, you know, take advice from me, take advice from Joe Rogan. He lost his hair a little bit later in his life, probably closer to like 26 or 30. If you know it's coming and you see it coming, I mean, just don't try and hide it. It's just going to make it worse when it's inevitable. Like, you're just going to have to get rid of it. And that's why I wish I would have done it sooner. You know, I tried Rogaine. My dad got me on Rogaine when I was in high school because he always feared for me. Being a Poots, we had a lineage of Poots guys on my dad's side that, you know, were bald. You know, they had that general male pattern baldness, and I appreciate his efforts to give me Rogaine in hopes that it would keep my hair, but it's like, again, I kind of think in some ways it was just destiny. Like, I was just meant to be a bald dude, and early on too, so I could help other men find their calling and get past shit like that, you know. I didn't have anybody aiding me at that moment other than maybe Dakota. He was like the only one that like really helped me and pushed me through it. So anyways, fellas, that's all I got for you today. That's was my idea for the video. I hope you like it. Trying to bump out more content now that the semester is winding down. I just had a random idea today, so I don't know what it would be next week. I can't guarantee that I'll be creating one video a week, but I certainly want to, and that would be my focus. That's where I would put my focus once this semester's over and I graduate, because then I could actually focus more on, again, bumping out content for my YouTube channel and my podcast. And I honestly miss it. I just miss having those conversations and making these videos because they are really fun and they're enlightening and they serve at least some types of people out there. I know there are guys out there that would appreciate a video like this. So anyways, thank you guys so much for the support for this channel. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new here. Like I said, going to be trying to bump out more content. Don't know when it's going to come, but it will happen. I love you guys so much. I will see you on the next video. All right, bye.